If you are looking to read more books in 2021, or you're looking to set reading goals for 2021 but you don't know where to start, then you're at the right place, because today I am going to be sharing 5 tips with you on how to set reading goals for 2021. Let's get started. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Rachel here. As always, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a thing. You can also hit the like button so that this video is referred to other viewers as well. As I said, I'm going to be sharing some tips with you on how to set your reading goals for 2021. Admittedly, quite a number of us are quite hesitant to set any goals for 2021, seeing how 2020 went, and I'm sure that we had so many goals in 2020 that we wanted to achieve, and we had written everything down, and everybody was like, this year is my year. And there was something about 2020 vision 2020, the numbers were all together alike, and we all went out setting goals and making plans, and then 2020 hit and showed us, hey, look, it's not about what you plan but about what goes on, right? So yeah, there's that. But then also, I don't think that people should then throw away making goals at all into the bin. It's also nice to plan and say, okay, yeah, this is what I would like to achieve in 2021, but also to practice compassion as you do that, which I'm coming to. So the main purpose of today's video is just to share some tips. Some of these tips I used in 2020 when I was setting my reading goals to read 50 books, which thankfully I was able to accomplish. And they're tips that are also going to help me this year as I set my reading goals and try as much as possible to smash this reading goal. So I'm going to highlight these tips for you, and hopefully you can practice. If you know any other tips that you can use or that somebody can benefit from, please share with me in the comments as well. So the first tip would obviously be to identify your reading goals. What are your reading goals? And I know that when we typically talk about reading goals, a lot of people always think that reading goals has to be a specific number, like, oh, how many books do you want to read this year? But reading goals transcend just numbers. Like, it's not just about the numbers. It could be about the quality of the kind of books you want to read. It could be about the genres that you're interested in exploring, or the nationalities of the authors. You could be just interested in taking part in reading challenges. You may be part of a book club and your goal is just to read the books that are selected by the book club. So there's a lot of that, and it could be to read faster, it could be to read more books, maybe it could even be to develop a reading habit. Just remember that reading goals are not just limited to how many number of books that you read in a particular year or in a month. So you need to identify your reading goals, sit down and think about it. What do I really want to achieve when it comes to reading and books this year? It could be just to have fun. I just want to have fun as I'm reading. I don't want to put any pressure on myself. I just want to read what makes me happy. Maybe you've been reading things that the crowd has been raving about, and these books don't make you happy. Maybe it's things that make you happy, books that were published 50 years ago, books that were published 30 years ago. There is no right reading goal or wrong reading goal. So identify that, have it down. If you can, have it down on paper so that it's easy for you to access and it's easy for you to remind yourself, so that if you're taking a mid-year stock or a quarterly stock of the year to see how far you've come with love, you can then have something to remind you of. The second tip is to commit and also have a mindset change. So look, right, the year is starting out. We all know how New Year's resolutions and New Year goals go as far as New Year's goes, right? We know how it goes. We make a goal, we say, oh, this is what we want to do, and then 2 weeks down the line we fall off the wagon. And I know that because of how 2020 went, a lot of people are like, you know what, I'm not just even going to have any goals, I'm just going to go with the flow, I'm just going to have fun. And you have every right to say that. But if you are looking to be more intentional as well and say, okay, yes, I know that things may happen in life, but I also still like to set goals, then you have to commit to actually executing those goals, and you need to have a mindset change. So if you're someone who this year you want to develop a reading habit or a reading culture, and you know that you want to read more, you know that you can be reading more or doing more things with your time because you're passionate about reading, then you need to have a mindset change. No more, I don't have time, or there's no time, I wish I could read. You wish you could read, yeah, but you can read. you want more time, but you have time. The question is, what are you doing with your time, right? What are you doing with your time? If you're passionate enough about something, or you really care enough about something, you would make the time. And you can think about things in your life that you've actually made and created the time to do that. Even when work was killing you, even when house chores, things were killing you, you didn't have time, but you were able to create time. So think about those things and link it to your book goals and say, okay, this is what I really want to accomplish this year, and hopefully I may be able to do that. You can also get an accountability partner. You can get a reading buddy, somebody who can keep you in check with love, not somebody who will be like, oh, I'm so disappointed you didn't read 5 books this month. No, with love. Everything should be done in love. So commit and have that mindset change. You've set those goals, you've identified the goals, look at it. It's not too lofty, it's not too unrealistic. You need to be realistic with yourself. Be realistic. If you read one book, you literally read one book every year. Now this year you're like, 2021, I want to read 70 or 80 books. Come on, right? Be realistic with yourself, because remember, it's reading. It should be fun, it should be light, you should enjoy it, you should be passionate about it. So think about what goal is realistic for you and commit to accomplishing that goal. Have a mindset change that, yes, I've set this goal and I can do it. And most importantly, you should put down systems and plans on how you actually plan to execute the goals. So you want to read 20 books this year. How do you plan on reading the 20 books? How many books do you have to read in a month to be able to accomplish that? How many books do you have to be able to read in a week or even in a day? How many pages do you have to read? What type of books are you looking to read? Where are the sources of those books that you're going to read? Do you already have the books, or do you need to buy them? These are the things that you need to think about. So it's not just about having goals. You need to break them down into bite-sized goals and systems and plans that you are going to be intentional about executing. Number 3, practice compassion and unconditional self-love. As I said, everything should be done in love, because it is reading, it is fun, it's supposed to be lighthearted, you're supposed to enjoy it. If you're having a reading buddy, you guys can meet up for like drinks, you can do whatever, have Zoom calls. Oh, there's COVID, okay, you can't meet up for drinks. Have Zoom calls, have conversations on the phone, maybe start a room on Clubhouse about the books you're reading. Whatever it is that you want to do, make it light, enjoy, like have compassion on yourself. Don't be like, oh my goodness, I didn't read all the books I wanted to read in January, I'm a failure, I'm a wretch, oh my goodness, it's the end, I'm not even going to bother in February.
This is why I said I cannot read anything. I am the worst.
No, that is not practicing compassion and self-love. Unconditional self-love means that if you read one book in January, you will still love yourself and you will not think that you are a failure. You read one book in February, you will still keep on trying, you will keep on going for it. Even if you carried over the book you were reading in January into February, you will still love yourself and you will still be like, you know what? It's not about the goals that I'm trying to set, but it's more about myself. It's more about loving myself, understanding that you are not your goals and you are not your attainment of your goals or the failure of your goals. I talk about this a lot because it really helped me in 2020 to be at peace with the goals that I could accomplish and the ones that I came near and I didn't really accomplish and the ones I didn't accomplish at all. And I'm fine with it. I made peace with that because it's not about, it doesn't change who I am as a person. So if you picked up a book and you can't finish it, don't feel like, oh, whatever. You see, this is the reason why I didn't even want to start reading in the first place. No, remember the mindset change of you can do it, and also having compassion on yourself and unconditional self-love for yourself. If you happen to be an accountability partner to someone or a reading buddy to someone, then you need to be very, very loving too as well. If the person is not reaching targets or reaching their goals, you're not there to bash the person or make the person feel bad. You're there to make the person feel better and like they can actually read. Most importantly, you guys are supposed to have fun and have a nice time reading. Number 4 would be to find inspirational and motivational resources that could help you read. So during the year, you might find that you have these goals, but then you're sort of lagging behind. You're not really happy with where you are in your goals. You can find inspirational and motivational sources, even if it's on YouTube, if it's video content, things that you can watch that would get you motivated or inspired to continue reading and just take track of what you're doing. I would also say, if possible, start a bookstagram, start a booktube. This is a fun way for you to be able to track what you're reading and connect with other book lovers all around the world as well. And it also keeps your reading experience fun. You can keep a reading journal where you have like what do you call it, like how you rate your books and what you think about the books, your verdicts. You can open a blog, whatever you want to do, and a fun idea that you can start to track your reading experience. You'll be surprised by how many people will be inspired by it and how much fun you would have actually talking about your experiences or penning down or journaling your experiences while you read those books. So whatever would inspire you or motivate you to keep on going, make sure you tune into that throughout the year. Number 5 would be to remember to enjoy yourself while setting these goals and accomplishing these goals. Look, like I keep on saying all the time, it's reading. It's supposed to be fun. Like if you're watching this video, it's because you love reading or you want to set reading goals or you're passionate about reading or you're trying to stoke that fire that you've had inside of you for a while and it sort of went out for a couple of years. You're trying to like restoke it or reignite that passion for reading. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be lighthearted while you're setting the goals. Don't be like,
so to read like 5 books this year and I must.
like, come on. Like, read as you want to. Have fun while you're reading these books. Have fun connecting with other book lovers. Make sure that you set goals that align with what you want to read. That's so important. Not what everybody else is reading. Don't be embarrassed by what you're reading. Nobody else might have heard about the author. It might be an upcoming author. It might be an author that's died 5 billion years ago. Nobody knows about the author. That's not a problem. Have fun as you set these goals for yourself and make sure that it is aligned and suited to what you enjoy to read. So those are my 5 tips. Those tips have helped me with setting my reading goals in the past and I'm definitely going to practice them in 2021. If you have any additional tips for me or any other person that you think it might be useful for, or you have any thoughts about any of these tips that I've dropped or you've started practicing any of them, please let me know in the comments as well and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.